Hi everyone, I'm Nicolas, and so I'm the CEO of Doctrine. And who knows Doctrine here? Raise your hand. Okay, we have a couple of few friends. So Doctrine.com is a legal research and analytics platform for legal professionals. So we provide them with analytics so they can better defend their clients if they are lawyers, for instance, or if they are a judge, they can take better decisions because they have so good information. At Doctrine, we use the latest technology in artificial intelligence to try to change the law, because the law is, not very for tech-savvy people and obscure. So we are trying to use technology to change it. We created a company 3 years ago, and we were 3 at the time, so it was in June 2016. I created the company with Raphael, who has a PhD in computer science, Antoine, who was previously working in artificial intelligence, and myself, so I have a legal and technology background. A quick story, we launched our product, so we were in the seed phase without basically any money. We started here as a family where we worked for 4 months for free, basically on the table upstairs. And so in June, we got contacted by a lot of investors because we had a lot of traction on our minimal viable product, which was free at the time. And in September 2016, we found very bold investor, was Otium Venture and Kima Ventures, and we raised 2 million euros in seed capital. So just for you, guess how many employees we had back in the time? I guess 3, 5, one guess? 0. Okay, we have 3, 5, 0. So we were basically 3 co-founders and 1 employee when we raised this amount. Back in the time, it was a huge seed round, but now you see more and more companies raising 5 million, 6 million in seed round in France. Okay, so 3 founders, 1 employee, and so because we talk about a lot of customers, how many customers did we have at the time? 20? 50? Okay, 20, 50, 100. Well, okay, well, pretty good, but unfortunately, we had 0 customer back in the time. So the situation was we were 3 co-founders, 1 employee, 0 customer, raising a lot of money. It was a lot of money back in the time. And so once you have the money in your bank account, so it's a lot, like 2 million, like just for people. So you can imagine how much money you have per person. And then you have to find a way to have a lot of customers, because you have to find a way to go roughly from 0 to 1 million in annual recurring revenue in 11 months. So when you have 0 customer and you have to find 850 customers in 11 months, and you don't have like you don't have your entire product, you don't have a sales team, it's a challenge. It's like a huge way to do that. So at Doctrine, and also if you raise seed capital, you have 2 things. I think you have the pressure from the investor, because you have to make money, you have to make a product, and you have basically to grow your company, because startup equals growth. And plus, despite the pressure from the investor, I think you have also the pressure, your own pressure and the pressure of your team, because you want to be successful, you want to grow, you want to give your product to anyone. So it's a huge pressure, and my thought is like you have to do whatever it takes. AKA for us, if we had, I don't know, to sleep under our desk to be successful, probably the only issue is to sleep under the desk and just to be successful. So we work very, very hard. I know that in France, we like to do master plan on how we are going to conquer the market, what will be the marketing channels. But when you are at the seed stage, as someone told you previously, you know nothing. So the only way, I think, to get from 0 to 1 million and then maybe to raise a Series A is just to hustle very hard. And so the key thing is to hire good people and very exceptional people. So back in the time, we hired a bunch of data scientists to build a product because we were a data science company. And then we had really trouble to find salespeople because we were so tech company. Finding the first salespeople was very, very hard. So I did the job myself, selling the product. And then I hire 1, 2, 3 sales rep, just one person. He wasn't very sales experienced in sales, having a lot of background, going from companies such as Salesforce, blah, blah, blah. Was just like, his name is Wissam, he's still at the company. Was like a very, very smart dude. And like all the people we hired back in the time was just people that wanted to have an impact in changing the law. So it was just people with a legal background wanting to do sales or marketing, whatever. So we started like that with four salespeople, and then 10 people working on tech, just trying to sell the product and listening to customers. One of the value of Doctrine, the core value is release often, release early, and listen to your customers. Okay, we made a lot of iterations about a product, just listening to customers what they wanted and improve the product while continually selling. And so after 11 months, we managed to go from 0 customers to 850 customers. So it was really challenging. We didn't plan everything we did, and was really just listening to the market, to the customers, and trying just to improve every day. And so we reached a milestone, and then to give you some perspective, now we are 70 people. So we basically grew from 1 employee to 70 people in 24 months. We did that because basically we have a awesome talent acquisition guy, and he's in the room. He's Robin, just here. Look at him. Raise your hand. Stand up. And so, okay. So Robin is hiring a lot of people for Doctrine. So basically, if you want to work at Doctrine, Robin has to say yes. So just talk to him. Be kind with him. So we hired a lot of people, and then we are once we reach the 1 million annual recurring revenue milestone, we raise another round. And of course, if your revenue goes up so quickly, you will have a lot of investors just coming at you, trying to better understand your business. And so we chose to raise another round of money. We raised 10 million, and it was in June 2018. So now we went from seed to Series A, basically just hustling, like putting a lot of effort and just trying to discover what the market wants, what the customers want, how to improve our product, how to hire a good manager, have happy employees. At Doctrine, the first core value of Doctrine is challenging the status quo. So we're just challenging everything and trying to make things work. And then once we hit the 1 million annual recurring revenue, we raised this little bit after we raised this 10 million round. And so now the target, because once you are in a Series A, you have to unlock the keys to go from Series A to Series B to Series C. Or if you don't want to raise money, it's like you have to have not 150 customers, but maybe 2,000 customers and then 400 customers. It's basically what we are trying to achieve with Doctrine is 300% growth every year. So that's a huge target. And so we have a lot of customers. For instance, we have 10% of judges in France that use Doctrine. So they have the good information to make better judgments for you. So here's Doctrine story, and I will be more than happy to answer your questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm Katya. Did you have free customers in the beginning? Free customers for tasting. Did you have free customers in the beginning?
So at the beginning, when we started Doctrine, because it was, so I told you about the value, release early, release often. So it's like iterating very fast on the product side and listening to your customer. So we had minimum viable product that was free. It was free because basically we didn't even take the time to build, sign up account for users and paying and blah, 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 putting on Stripe and go cardless, having a bank account. Basically, we did nothing of that. So we had huge, massive user traction, but they were free users. And the funny thing, and when the free users, some of them were really power users, and once we told them, okay, we need to make money to survive, and we're gonna make a product that will be so good and provide you with so much value that you're gonna pay for it, and it's gonna be like half the price of the competitors. And no free users paid, basically. So the lesson is, when you have free users, don't build a product for free users, because they are often free riders, students or blah, blah, blah. And if you build your products only for these free users, they won't pay, and ultimately you will die. So just find someone who sees value in your product, build a product for him, and then he will pay, and then another one, another one, another one.
So when you got your 2 millions, what did you do with the money at this time?
Holidays. And I'm kidding. So we took the money, was basically to hire a bunch of people, because we are a data science company doing natural language processing. We hired the best talents in NLP, AI. So if you want to compete with Facebook, with Google, you have to pay a lot, basically. So we hired a lot of engineers. And then we didn't spend any money on the marketing side. It was like mostly organic traffic, because if you want to be successful raising a Series A, you have to have a product market fit, okay, like customers that want your product, and you have to have one marketing channel that is working. For us, was SEO, just people finding us on Google, and then you have a repeatable sales model. So when we, and by the way, when we raised another round, we still had like a lot of money in the bank account, because obviously the best time to raise money is when you have money in your bank account. So we try to be super efficient using the money. It's not because you have like 2 million, 10 million that you can spend the money. And at Doctrine, we challenge the status quo. The other values, liberty and responsibility. So we try to be super careful about the way we spend the money. We want to spend the money where we can like invest and have like huge returns. So basically, we're looking for 10x returns when we invest our money.
At what stage would you recommend hiring your first VP of sales?
That's a good question. Robin is working on it. So yeah, basically, I had like myself huge troubles hiring the first sales rep. I was doing the sales myself, and to be honest, I was discovering the job myself. Then I closed maybe 10, 20, 30 customers. I tried to hire like experienced people having like a huge sales background, but when they saw Doctrine, like 10 guys working in artificial intelligence and having no sales, no marketing, they were like, no, it's not for me, bye. And so it was really hard. And then I found Wissam, this incredible sales ninja, and he was like working in a restaurant after he studied law. And he tried to go into the bar exam and becoming a lawyer, but he has, you know, this fiber, like being, you know, a sales guy. And he joined the team, made like hundreds of deals, and then we hired like people like him. And then you want probably a manager for them. Sometimes I know some entrepreneurs, they want a VP sales, like someone with like 15 years of experience going to scale the team. But I think you're not ready. So we tried to hire the manager, but it was mostly me managing the team, and we hired just a very smart sales guy. And after the Series A, it was like in June, we started seriously looking for a VP sales. So because right now we have 30 people working on the sales team, and we're going to double the team this year. We're going to grow to another country. So right now we need a person with the energy and the experience to lead the revenue team.
All right, thanks. Well, my question to you is regarding your seed round. My co-founder and I are building a lending business that is based on income share agreement. So we have a forward-looking vision for the credit scoring, and somehow we're building a software service for banks to credit score the students. And we are facing an issue while discussing with the VCs. They look very picky regarding the KPIs of growth. And you made a seed round without having a customer. So what kind of record-breaking KPIs you had to put forward to the VCs to convince them to give you that 2 million? I mean, did you have to prove something, a patent, or like something more scientific? Thank you very much.
So back in the time was only the team, like because investors they can also, and mostly in seeds they invest in the team. So I thought we had a good team. We had like good technology because doing with Doctrine were basically Google for lawyers. So it's really hard to build a search engine as Google. And in search business, you see the difference between Bing, Microsoft Bing, and Google. And pretty much we're doing the same. So it was people, technology. In terms of metrics, we had this amazing traction on our free MVP. So it was like mostly users, free users, such as Facebook. Back in the time, we were not obviously raising money. We were just like a bunch of students. So no issue really with money. And we felt we weren't ready to raise money. So I said no to many investors, all of them. And one of them, Otium Capital, they were really like sending emails, calling me, and I think they were really smart in their approach. And I understood that it was maybe the best moment, or they understood that it was the best moment. They explained to me it was maybe the best moment. I understood that it was the best moment. So it was basically the investors. They chose, they proposed, a good deal, and we say yes. So basically, people, technology, and traction, even like with a free product.
Okay, so last question here.
Hello, my question is about valuation. If I understood well, you raised your Series A with 800 clients and something like €1 million turnover. If I'm right, yes?
Sorry?
You raised your...
1 million in our recurring revenue, roughly.
Okay. So if you raised 10 million and with a classical 30% dilution, I guess the valuation was around 30 million. And when you have €1 million turnover, and there is some methods to calculate how much you can be, what you can aim as a valuation. And we hear about multiplicator, about the annual recurrent revenue multiplied by 7 or 8. So it would be something around 10 million valuation. But the numbers here do not fit. So I would be very curious to know how it works.
Okay. So the question is about valuation in startup when you are doing a fundraising round. So first of all, at the seed stage, it's mostly a negotiation because it's mostly like the investors picking the teams, technology, and saying, okay, here's your valuation. Talking about dilution, you talked about 30%, I think. I think today you can raise money at 20%, even like 15% if you're a super good company, trendy company. So that matters a lot. And at the Series A or Series B, it's more like a scientific approach because basically they take your revenue, your growth rate, your, I don't know, like some factors about how big is the market, are you going to expand internationally to other countries, and they will give you a valuation. And obviously you can, like for the Series A and also the Series B, you have like revenue, your velocity, your growth rate, and it's your valuation. Thank you.
Que la famille.